Marlon Chito Vera, who is well underway in camp for his massive showdown in November with Frankie Edgar. Marlon, thank you for your time today. How are things in sunny California?
It's pretty nice, man. Stay healthy, stay safe. Away from getting sick and training really hard and just waiting for fight night. I'm pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty good.
We always know, it's one of the things we know about Marlon Vera is we know your work rate in the gym is unheralded. But training any harder for this massive showdown with Edgar? Is this a fight that excites you?
I think every single one excites me, and of course, the one that is in front of me is the most important. But to be honest, I'm always just trying to stay in shape. That's the most important thing, and also evolving, like in between camps. Get to learn some stuff, get to fix and make adjustments. This is a full-time job, so for me, it's like when I don't have a fight, it's the time I'm working on this stuff. I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to improve and just making sure I'm sharp. Because at the moment I'm in shape. I can fight right now here in my backyard and kick some ass. So for now on, it's just staying sharp, staying focused, and making sure you're doing the right thing to stay on top of your game.
Look, we know Frankie Edgar. He's a legend of the sport. He's fought in 3 divisions at the highest level. But there's so much tape on your upcoming opponent. Does that help your preparation when you're game planning for this?
Um, I I watch a lot tape anyway. So like I'm very familiar with his style of fighting, and I've been watching his prime time, and I've been watching his last 5 fights, and he's a tough guy. He can be older, of course. We cannot deny that, but he's a guy that if you don't put him out, he will keep taking shots, and he's the type of guy that he's a greedy fucker. He keeps coming, and he's always down for a slugfest. So I'm not thinking this is any easy, but I'm pretty confident I'm gonna kick his ass, and I've been working for that. So I'm not taking this lightly, but I'm also not thinking I'm not gonna win. I'm here to win. I'm here to be a world champion, and I feel winning this fight. I'm pretty close to that.
I wanted to ask you about this because one thing about Frankie Edgar's career that he was synonymous for was his toughness and his heart and his chin. But in his last couple of showings, in his last 4 fights, he's been KO'd in the first in 3 of them 4 fights. Are you confident that you can get the knockout win? And does maybe a perhaps older Edgar make that more easy for you?
Yeah, I well, he's been. I feel the knee KO that could KO anybody. That was a flashy thing that was pretty cool, but you know those things don't happen every time. And when Korean Zombie and Brian Ortega hit him, those are pretty those are pretty big guys, and them of course some that chin start going away the older you get and the more you take punches, but still you cannot go in there and thinking, okay, this is a one punch fight, and then you punch the guy and the guy don't fall, and then you're like, oh, mentally fucked. That's not my case anyway, but I know what I signed for, and I'm pretty excited, and I really believe I'm gonna finish him. So it doesn't really matter if it comes with a punch, with a kick, but I'm just prepared. I've been feeling pretty good in the sparring. I've been sparring, you know, hard rounds, good guys, and I'm feeling good.
Superb. And something I did want to mention, Marlon, is I think you have a similar type of opponent in Frankie Edgar in terms of when you fought Jose Aldo, in terms of a legend who's been the champion, but is perhaps on the back end of his career. And obviously, the Aldo fight was a fight that you lost. But what lessons do you think that you learned from the Aldo fight that you can take into this one?
The Aldo fight, the most important thing I could learn in my life was, even if like if the guy is thoroughly done. Aldo was 100% done. He pretty much quit in the second round. Like when we walked to the third round, I can tell his face, his energy. Like his corner was like, "Hey, take him down." And I was like, "Yeah, good luck trying to take me down. Like you will never take me down." But there's a factor. I fucked up. I got mentally loose. I was like, "Yeah, easy. I got you. I'm gonna fuck you up." And I literally ran to him and started just and swing and throw a big left hand, no setup, no nothing. I was cocky. So when I spin around and he took my back, I was like, "Yeah, whatever. You wouldn't choke me out." But when you stop being sharp and just being careless, those things happen. I was like, yeah, you won't do shit. I don't know. He didn't do shit, but you're still winning the fight by doing that. That's why, like, when people say like, oh, he just stole the fight. Oh, he didn't do nothing. No, he did something. Hold somebody like that is doing something, and it's up to the other person to get the fuck out of there. That's why, like, I never make an excuse. Like, I can point at people. I can say like whatever. He didn't want to do nothing. No, he did something. He hold me there, and I was like, fuck. What happened there? I know what happened there. I get too confident. I basically get cocky, and I pay the price. It cost me a lot of money doing that, and it, cost me getting a step back, fighting David Grant, and now I get back to where I belong, fighting another top 10 guy, fighting another person that will send me to a title shot. But I learned a lot from that fight. I get too confident to lose. So next time I'm in that position and I'm this close to put somebody out, I used to stay sharp and just get the job done instead of being like just being a dick and try to fuck the guy up instead of just go and win. And good for him. He was smart enough to dog that punch and hope for his life, because that's what he did. And anybody can go and watch the fight. He was pretty much done after I knee him. He was pretty gassed down, and that was a 3-rounder. Just in mind what will happen in a 5-rounder.
Can I ask you an honest question, Marlon? How haven't you had a main event yet? Because you've been in the UFC for so long, 16 fights, huge names, and yet you just, for some reason, the UFC perhaps don't seem to want to give you that main event when you are in that position.
We talked about it before. I've been asking for one, and it's easy. They told me it's coming your way. You just gotta keep doing your thing. Some people get to the UFC, win the first 5, and they go right away. I had a different path in the UFC. When I came to UFC, I was pretty green. I was 6-1 when I get there. So it took me a while to actually get my feet wet in the UFC, because not many fighters made it with 6-1 and double up the fights inside the promotion. They get caught by the fight number 3 because they just don't have the level.
Yeah.
At the beginning I didn't have the level, but I got the balls and I got the work ethic and I got the desire, and I was the dream to become some of the best. And I figured it out alongside good coaches and good teammates and good people around me. Good manager, good everything. And it is what it is, and it don't bug me. Some people taking a little longer to get it done. At the end of the day, is not who show up first, you who last. And I'm the one that I'm lasting. I'm the one that is healthy. I'm the one that is doing the right thing. So I'm not in a rush, but I'm also know it's about getting it done now, not waiting too later. And I feel I'm getting close to those moments, and I do believe the fight with Aldo, couple of weeks prior, they offer us like, hey, you guys want a main event? And he was like, fuck no, let's just keep it 3-round. And I feel him. He did the right thing for him, and I did the right thing for me at gambling at going on a 3-round, because I could also be, I don't want it, and just sit down and waiting for another fight. But I don't do that. I like to roll the dice and see what's next. And I learn a lot. I take a defeat and just keep going forward.
Well, this obviously number 13 at bantamweight now, and fighting Edgar who's number 8. You talked then about how the loss to Aldo was a reset where you had to then fight Davey Grant, but now you once again taking that step up right into the top 10 where you obviously want to be.
Yeah, when they called me for the Davey Grant fight, we were already talking, 6 different people inside the top 10, inside the top 5, and most of them kind of declined. Most of them were hurt. Most of them were like, I think I want to fight a wrestler, whatever. And then they called me one day like, hey, this fight's available, take it or leave it. And I was like, fuck it, sign the contract. I kick his ass and keep moving forward, because at the end of the day, if you want to be a world champion, you gotta be able to take those fights. And I get it, when you get in the top 5, 5 the guys in front of you, or just wait for the title shot. But sometimes you don't have time to wait. Sometimes you want to make some money. Sometimes you need to just do something, and you have to do it. It's life. Take it or leave it.
Of course, obviously that's the to and fro, if you like, when you get to the top 15, as no one wants to fight a guy below them, but someone's got to, haven't they? Edgar has got to fight, is fighting you, is below it. Someone has got to fight up and someone's got to fight down, as you say.
100%. And I feel because I did it in my last fight, sometimes life, your circles around. I fought a guy that was in the rankings and, got nothing to lose against me.
Yeah.
The only thing he will get from me is getting in the top 15. So I was like, I ain't giving you shit. So, and then now Edgar, is in the same position. He's coming off a loss. He has to fight me. And Edgar is not the type of guy that I feel is gonna hold position. He's a fighter. He fights.
Yeah.
So but look his career. That's why he's been around for so long. He's not looking for a way out.
Listen,
That's what excites me too.
win, lose, or draw a Marlon Vera fight is A, going to be entertaining, and A, is probably going to be damaging for his opponent. With your style that you have, do you feel like not necessarily you're going to be avoided, but that some of the matchups that you require to get where you want to get to maybe declines, or maybe a little bit of that politics, if you like?
Um, I believe winning this fight, the big fights, you just keep coming. They cannot deny when somebody's winning and when somebody's it's speak his mind and I say what I have to say.
Yeah.
I'm not shied away from anything. I'm not shied away from the challenge, and you know I know who I am, so I know I'm gonna make it. I know I'm gonna get there. So it's just matter of time and matter of winning. At the end of the day, the winner goes forward. The loser is fuck. It is what it is.
I did want to ask you very quickly about an old foe who is, I presume, is often mentioned in interviews with yourself in Sean O'Malley. And I won't ask you the question that you always get is, do you want the rematch or will that happen? But what I will ask instead is, you're obviously fighting a guy in the top 10. O'Malley has fought unranked guys, and I think he's been linked with a couple of other guys outside the rankings. Do you feel like you've overtaken him in your career and maybe took a little bit of, took
Um,
a level past him?
they did call me for that fight. They called me for the July card, for the corner card. They asked me, "You want to fight him again?" And I was like, "Send the contract." And I was like, you know what? Let's do a smart move. Call him first. Offer him the fight. I'm here. I'm not going nowhere. So they never call me back. That means, you know, you see the level of fighter he's fighting and all the things he's saying, like about like, oh, I'm worth this and I'm worth that. If you see the history of the UFC, a guy like Conor McGregor or the big names in the UFC, they never ask for the money before they did the job. Conor kicks some ass. He beat Dawson, he beat Brandao, he beat Max Holloway. Those are real fucking contenders. And he beat the fuck out of them besides the Holloway. The Holloway fight was a close one. And them he's are making the money. Now, this fucking dork is asking for all this money. He haven't fought nobody. His last fight was a fucking back and forth fight against a guy that never fought in the UFC. He went 3 rounds with a guy like that. Like nothing against the guy. The guy might be good later on.
Mm.
But at the moment, they went 3 full rounds. He hit him with the hole beside the sink and kitchen. Couldn't finish the guy. Everything has to stop the fight. And doesn't matter if he was a good or bad stoppage. A guy like that, you should do a little better than that. And you cannot ask for more money after that. I get it. You got some famous friend here and there, some people that make some videos on YouTube and they're cool for that. That's not fighting. You can hang out with the fucking most cool people in the world. No one's give a fuck. This is fighting. You gotta fight and you gotta win and you gotta kick ass in order to make money. So if one day they offer me to me again, I will say the same thing again. Call him first. If he take the fight, send me the contract. At the end of the day, you make money when you win fight. And he like to take part of, oh, I fight tough guys. Yeah, you also fight fucking guys that can't fucking fight. So it's like, yeah, it's kind of like a hit of a miss. The only fight that somebody fought him back, he got KO.
Yeah. Well, I want to turn the conversation back to yourself before we go. And Marlon, when you posted this fight announcement on your Instagram, I remember the caption that you put. You put the date and you put, "I'm making a fucking statement." Tell me what that statement is. What happens when you're locked in there with Frankie Edgar?
It's gonna be high fashion. It's gonna be pretty bad. And it's gonna be all or nothing. And I'm pretty excited about it. That's why I'm very prepared. That's why I'm taking seriously everything I could do, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm happy. I'm in a good mental space, and it's just the people I surround myself. Like even like yesterday, I was talking to Kelly Slater, and we were in a in a golf tournament for a charity, something like that. I don't play golf. I'm just the caddy, I'm driving the little car here and there. And we were talking about like mindset and competition. I was like, holy fuck, I got to pick up his mind apart. And I was like, you know, that thing alone are like straight up money. Like if you talk to somebody like he's that dominant in one sport, and then he just tell you about like confident the day before the tournament, how they prepare, it's like fuck, I'm just blessed to be able to hear those things and now put it in practice in my daily life, and I'm stoked and I'm making a fucking statement. I'm gonna blow the roof of Madison Square Garden or wherever we end fighting.
Superb. Well, I very much thank you for your time today, and I'm very, very happy that we could connect and cannot wait to see you back in action.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Before we finish, Marlon, the floor is yours. Anything you want to say or sign off with, sponsors you want to plug?
Um, just thank the people that support me. I do this for the people. I like to entertain people. I like to fight, and November 6th, I'm putting a big show. And thank you for the time.
Thank you for the time. The pleasure is all mine.